In 2021, we saw substantial growth in the city of San Juan. This year, we will continue to bring more job opportunities, a variety of successful businesses, and provide a better experience when shopping locally. Here's a sneak peek of one of the many projects we are bringing to our community this year. Our goal is for you to shop in San Juan forever, and it all starts with another project. Join the San Juan EDC today, and let's do business together.
Hey everyone, I'm Greg Trevino with San Juan News, and welcome to our first episode of this show, San Juan News. Joining me on our first ever episode is Brenda Escalante, our city secretary, Ben Arjona, our city manager and executive director of the San Juan EDC, and Leroy Gonzalez, the director of finance for the city of San Juan. When I ask, how are you guys feeling right now? Excited?
Yes, excited, happy.
Excited. The
Like always,
topic
like always.
of the day is the new San Juan City Hall currently being constructed. We're going to talk about the opportunities, the benefits, and the overall feeling in the city that's coming as part of this new City Hall. I want to start with you, Mr. Arjona. Can you talk to me about the advantages of this bigger building?
Well, starting off, good morning, but there's plenty of advantages when we talk about a new facility coming to the new city of San Juan. Whether it's the new city hall, whether it's Parks and Recreation building, whether it's a sanitation, utilities, whatever the department may be, there's always that great feeling of moving to a new facility. When is that going to be ready? I can't wait to be in my new office. I can't wait to see the people coming through the new office. I can't wait for the more faces, because the new city hall, currently where we at, it's a very small facility, very small little place where it's been there for over 30 years. I really don't know the history on that building, but when we go from that one to a 30,000 square feet building, pues it's gonna feel like a lot of space, right? So advantages, there's gonna be plenty of advantages, because one of the things that we do currently is that we have to travel from, let's say for instance, I'll give you an example, like people that want to go drop the brush or the trash, other than the regular pickup, people go to the office, they have to pay for their trash drop-off fee, and then they have to go back to the sanitation department. In this case, everything is gonna be there. Not the drop-off side, but people will be there, very accessible, so that we don't have to be going back and forth. Another example, let's say for instance, a new development that comes into play. There's a new business, they go to the EDC, they come to City Hall.
That's right, the EDC is going to be at the San Juan City Hall.
Then they go to the EDC. So it's going to be like what we said before, it's going to be more like a one-stop shop. Everything is going to be conducted at City Hall. We're going to have sanitation there, we're going to have utilities departments, we're going to have the EDC department as well, along with all IT as well is going to be there.
Yes.
And then pretty much every office from that municipality will be there with us. So there's plenty of advantages. If people come over, they want to talk to myself, Ms. Brenda, Mr. Gonzalez, or whoever is there, it's gonna be in the same building. Bigger space, more conference rooms. Currently what we do is we share the conference room, either for our meetings, running of utility billing. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times it's like, I can't be here because they're using it. Well, let's go to the library, or let's go to another office. Well, the office is occupied. So at that building, we're gonna have at least 4 conference rooms, 4 minimum, and they're gonna be huge. So there's a lot of offices, a lot of department directors. If they want to have a conference call, conference meeting, and I have another meeting and another one, so there's going to be
It makes everything a lot more efficient for our city departments, because we are in that hub at the new City Hall. And I want to segue to you, Brenda, about the advantages for our public, because you deal with public inquiries. How do you think this will be smoother for our public with the new City Hall?
Well, at this moment, our lobby reception area is too small. I think the number of residents and customers we get, now with this new facility or new City Hall, it's gonna be more helpful, where there's gonna be space, seating where we can have the customers, residents just be waiting waiting for us when they go visit each director.
Yes.
And it'll be, now that every department's gonna be, not every department, but everybody's gonna be close or in the same facility.
It makes the communication
Yes.
a lot easier.
Yes.
So let me chime in on this. So one of the things that we currently have is, you walk into City Hall, you have the utility billing ladies that deal with finance, and then we have our receptionists right next to each other. So people are waiting at that same place. Remember COVID? When we had to
Yes.
limit 5 people only in that building?
It was
inefficient.
too.
Inefficient.
Yes.
So going with this other new City Hall, well, guess what? We're gonna have our receptionist up in the middle of the building. Her office is gonna be on one side, away from the people that are coming in to make the utility billing payments, away from the people that have to see the garage sales, the plannings,
Code enforcement.
code enforcement officers. So everybody's gonna be on its, pretty much on their own spaces,
Area.
not in one area.
Together in one, yeah, it makes it more, it's a cleaner look, basically, for lack of better words, to expedite the processes, getting a permit, talking to different departments for our public. It makes it a lot easier. It's a
Right.
lot simpler, really. It's a simpler layout.
Another
for us.
advantage is that, and she can chime in on this, is that currently payments is only through utility billing up in the front. Now they're gonna have their own cashiers.
We're gonna have, now, the lines, now that, we have we'll have the space, we'll take care of our own, customers, residents, permits, and now they don't have, we won't be having the long lines.
Of course, and it'll still be the same. We're gonna have a drive-through payment.
There's gonna be a drive-through with 2 drive-throughs. Am I
Two
correct?
drive-throughs.
There's
Two
two.
drive-throughs, and since we're growing, the city's growing, and maybe another cashier. Then we
Oh,
can,
wow.
so we can have.
That's new to me. I
assist-
did not know we would have
Assist
another
our
cashier. That is-
citizens.
So the purpose of this is that, as he said, the city's growing. An additional drive-through. So why not have a dedicated cashier just for the drive-through? So that the other cashiers can attend to the ones that are in the lobby. So it's gonna be a lot more efficient. It's gonna be in a way to expedite our customers better, so that they don't have to be waiting a long time. There's instances where, I think it's at the beginning of the month, where there's a lot of people there at City Hall because of their cutoff dates.
Yes.
And there's people in line, not only for the water, but also that they want to go talk to the planning department to get either a garage sale permit or
Yes.
any type of permit. So they're waiting in line, not necessarily just for the water, but also for the water payment, utility billing, birth certificates, their certificates, pretty much all different combinations of payments that we take.
Yes.
And this new City Hall, this new facility, it's gonna lend itself to, they can attend to birth, death, PIRs, or utility billing, or pretty much any other, like in planning, they're gonna have their own section where they can also they're gonna be taking payments.
And all that just comes from the advantages of simply having a bigger building.
Yes.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's incredible.
And I think for us as workers or employees, we'll have a better atmosphere,
Yes.
working atmosphere, where it'll make it less stressful for us, where we have to be sharing an office or a small office at this moment.
Absolutely.
And now we have our own area as a department. We can expedite, like for us, it would be for records. I know we're moving into going digitized, where we're gonna try to, we're not gonna try, we're gonna do it
Our IT department will get on that.
with the records management.
Of course.
We'll have our own area, city secretary's area, where we can handle that and not be leaving documents here, documents there. And it's just a bigger space, a bigger,
On the outlook, it really seems that this new city hall is just really, at its core, is a benefit for all of our departments. It gives us all something to look forward to as a collective group. And about taxes, you know very much about taxes. You are our director of finance. Our public, they are concerned about taxes, and in your own point of view, how do the taxes affect how is the new city hall affecting taxes?
We're not, plan is not to raise taxes this year. We had a decrease of a half a cent last year. our sales tax is coming in great. Last month we were at 15%. The prior month was at 20-some%. So our sales tax is coming in real good. Our property tax, we see no increase and no cost to the employee, any extra cost for the new city hall. So
That's comforting to hear, I would assume, for our public, for our citizens.
So when you hear like Mr. Gonzalez is saying, when you see increases in sales tax, that's a benefit for us. That's a benefit for you as a citizen of the city of San Juan to know and to have the trust that I'm gonna continue paying my same, whether it's the same property taxes or we're gonna decrease property taxes. The cost of a new building is not gonna increase my property taxes because we're not going to the citizens to pay for this building. We're going with our sales tax to pay for this building. And luckily, we've been very fortunate with the help of obviously the mayor, city commissioners, and the EDC board members, along with the president, that they're guiding us to allow us to attract, to bring additional businesses as we speak.
Yes.
So as you know, it's no secret, Starbucks, Chili's, Olive Garden, they're gonna be here pretty soon. As a matter of fact, I think Starbucks is within maybe a couple of months away from grand opening.
Yes.
Chili's is just right behind their tail, coming right behind them. Olive Garden is getting started. A hotel is coming in as well. Another one that is we're just getting ready to sign off on that contract. And others that are coming. So that gives us the sales tax, a better, what do you call that? The tax base, a better tax base, so that we can maybe not spend but invest in our community.
Okay,
in
and
the city of San Juan.
for those that might not know, a tax base, what would you describe that as?
So we saw the need of not necessarily just the businesses, but we saw the need of repairing our streets. And that was the number one factor, that was the number one need here within the city of San Juan. How do we do this? How do we establish something that we can fix on something like that? Do we go to our tax base? So our tax base, let's say for instance, and I'll just give you an example. Let's say we had a $500 tax base when we first started. Obviously back then we couldn't say, I'm gonna incentivize a business to come over based on our tax base, because we had all these other commitments that were taking place. Now we're very fortunate that we grew the tax base to maybe 1,500. And like I said, this is just an example that I'm saying. We can take care of the streets repairs. We can incentivize those people that are coming into the city of San Juan. And the tax base is just growing. More businesses, more sales tax. I think would that be a good answer?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tax base is based on all our property in the city of San Juan. It has been increasing. We've had a lot of subdivisions that are coming up.
How many are we having? We just discussed this earlier. 28 new subdivisions. If you do the math, 28 subdivisions, a minimum, anywhere between 100, 150, 175 per subdivision. You do the math, you look at how many people are coming in.
That is a lot.
Yes.
People.
So when we talk about tax base, we're looking at sales tax, but now he touched upon the property tax base. So that it's increasing.
And this all means that our city is growing into, the business potential is off the charts for our city.
So what happens when there's more people in a community? These people are gonna demand to go spend money somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
We don't wanna lose these people to go to another city.
You want to keep them in the city.
We wanna keep them in the city.
Yes.
So we've been very helpful very blessed with Mr. Gonzalez, allowing us to spend money.
Yeah.
Giving us the right direction.
Finding the pathways, of
Do we
course.
do a CEO based on sales tax, commitments? We want to try, we always try to stay away from bond elections. We don't want to hit the citizens.
Yeah.
As it is, we know property taxes increased, or let me rephrase that. The property tax values went up. Salaries stay the same. Gasoline is going up. Mm-hmm. So we don't want to hurt the citizens in paying a little bit more in facilities there are from the government entities. So we try to do that, all of that in what we have on our tax base. Instead of going to you as a citizen, we keep it here within the city.
Of course.
Is your car due for an oil change? Visit Car Life Oil Lube and Service and take advantage of our current promotion. We are located on 495 across Garza Peña Elementary here in San Juan.
Transitioning from the old city hall, you guys are all stationed at the current city hall. What do you think transitioning to the new one's going to be like? Do you see any difficulties potentially when, kind of just situating yourself at the new city hall?
From what I understand, is we're going to take it in departments. Am I correct?
Okay.
And I understand that IT would be the first one to come into the building, making sure our computer system and everything's running correctly.
Yeah.
I don't foresee the good work you all do. I don't foresee any problems moving into the next building with our electronic computer system going and ready to start business the next day.
Yeah, we don't foresee any issues as far as that goes.
Yeah.
As far as the staffing, I think that if you were to actually go look and see how these people work, excellent work. But we have a couple of staff members in one office. Over here, they're gonna have their own space to work. Easily accessible, so that they can do their own work in their office, in their spaces allocated to them. So there's gonna be more breathing room, shoulder space room, elbow space, so that we can maneuver a little bit better without being tripping up, with each other. She mentioned about her documents that we're gonna be digitizing, but another thing is that we have one copier centralized for the whole city hall.
Yes.
So if she's running agenda packets, and I have to submit a maybe not myself, but somebody else that does not have a stationary printer, it goes to the copier, which is a printer as well. So he or she has to wait before so that they can finish and then the other one can print. So it'll be a lot easier, a lot better, working in a facility that is one, new,
It's fair to say.
a lot bigger.
Yeah, those problems they're going to go away.
Yes.
Going to go away. And Brenda, your
It'll make
thoughts?
it easier for everybody in my department at this moment. Because every Friday, we have to be fighting for.
Who's first and who's
Yes,
second?
Yeah.
you do not touch, it's mine. But yeah, it'll be a better, I think, less stressful for everybody that is in the current city hall. It'll be less stressful.
From your point of view, the job opportunities that are coming with the new city hall, where do you stand on that?
Well, like we always said it, new facility, bigger facility, new opportunities, as you mentioned. There is, as a matter of fact, on Wednesday of this week, we had a staff meeting, and we discussed about the possibility of having a job fair. So there's gonna be, I'm not gonna say there's gonna be plenty of opportunities, but there are some currently. If you look at the website, under Human Resources, under www.sjtx.us/human resources, there's plenty of opportunities currently. When we move to the new city hall, obviously there's gonna be others.
Yes.
Such as receptionists. We're gonna have receptionists, maybe 2 of them. What do we call the administrative assistants?
Administrative
For several
cashier.
departments, cashiering. So there's gonna be opportunities, and not only necessarily clerical work, but also maybe mid-level to high-level opportunities. But look at the website, www.sjtx.us/ or under Human Resources, and there's where the link is at.
Before we close this interview out, I'm going to give you guys the floor. Leroy, if you want to go first, now's your time.
Well, I just want to say we're very excited to have this new city hall. It's been in the works for a long time. We sure need the space, like everybody says. We're two in office, so we're excited, and we're also excited in more personnel. Like Mr. Juan says, the city is growing, and we sure need more cashiering to assist the citizens, so we can speed up the process, and that's one thing is it's the excitement to get into the new building.
Absolutely. Mr. Arjona?
No, I just want to say that once we have that new facility taking place, there's going to be a lot of opportunities, man. I mean, this is going to be about the transit terminal. We're going to have a transit terminal there. There's going to be a couple of restaurants that are going to be there as well. So instead of us going out and maybe grab a bite to eat, we're going to have it right there downstairs that is going to be open on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays as well.
Oh, wow.
So the transit terminal brings another opportunity for the city of San Juan, that there's going to be more traffic going through us, and we're working on the downtown revitalization that is going to start there from City Hall, going all the way to the frontage, additional opportunities. So we're looking forward to this facility to take place, to complete the construction. What's the word says? Substantial completion will be done in December 28th. That's the goal. Obviously, the moving will be probably like in January, February, but we're looking at that city hall for a means of better service to the community, better working facilities to the employees, and a better sense of ownership as well. And also, I want to thank the mayor, city commissioners again, like always, because of the work they do, but also the EDC board president and the board members for allowing us to continue working and bringing these facilities to fruition. I know that at one point it was just a dream that we thought about. Let's build a new city hall. People would come over. The mayor came over and said, "Man, this is too crowded. Let's see how we can figure this out." Thankfully, again, through the tech space, thankfully again through their support, through their guidance, we were able to make this happen, and it's happening. I invite everyone to go to the where it's currently being built. It's going to be a beautiful facility, and this is where your hard-earned monies are going. So once again, I just want to thank everyone for allowing us to give us a trust in doing what we're doing, and this is not for the betterment of us, betterment for the community.
Wonderfully said. Could not have said it any better myself. Brenda, if you want to have any final words for our public.
Well, I just want to say that I'm excited. I've been here with the city for 7 years, and now that I see that, it's growing, and I'm just excited to get to work and be all together in one office with my department where we can make it more efficient, make it a better workplace so I can give all what I have to give to the city and to just excited.
Absolutely. I think we're all very excited. I wanted to ask one more question. Do you have any projected dates for a ribbon cutting ceremony? I know that's a ways away, but
As far as the city hall?
yes, as far as the city hall.
Like I said, substantial completion should be the latter part of December. I want to say maybe mid-January, maybe February, that we'll have and maybe not necessarily the ribbon cutting, but the grand opening for people to come over and invite us.
Of course.
Invite us to join us on that one day, so that they can come over and tour the facility to see what the city mayor and the commissioners have done for the community, to see how easy it's going to be for people to come over and maneuver to the different departments. Obviously, there's going to be security. Obviously, there's going to be some mag locks all over the building, but it's going to be a nice design. It's a beautiful design, but I think it's going to be something great for the community, something great for our employees. And like I said, it may not be a perfect city, but it's a city that, as we see it, it's coming together as one. And I don't think it's necessarily, we said this before, not necessarily that it's coming together, I think it's already together as one. So when you work like that as a team, many opportunities come into play.
Yeah.
So I invite everyone to come over to the city of San Juan on that one day. I invite them to go over and see the process as to what's taking place. Eventually, we're gonna see that time lapse as when it started to when it ended. And I think that'll be
I
something
think
that'll
they'll be
nice.
amazed at just all the work that's been put
So
into it.
we're here almost in August when they're supposed to deliver the furniture. We'd have to put somewhere because not that we're behind schedule, but we had to purchase some of this stuff ahead of schedule so that we could save some monies.
Of course.
But it'll be a beautiful facility, guys. Once again, I want to thank you guys for coming over and allowing us to express some of these good things that are going on in the city, and we can't wait for the next one.
Oh, absolutely. I want to thank you all three, Brenda, Mr. Arjona, and Mr. Gonzalez. You guys, thank you so much for joining us on our first episode for San Juan News.